guys, I'm Katana, bringing you more Worlds coverage from behind the scenes and off the Rift. We asked you for your questions on the forums and Twitter for the pros and analysts we have here at Worlds. Let's find out what they had to say. Kim the Nuke Jong-yu wants to know who the MVP coming out of the quarterfinals was.
I guess I'd actually have to say XPeke for this one. He's just been making clutch plays all tournament, and the quarterfinals were really no different. I mean, he's had an amazing run so far, and a lot of respect to that guy.
I think the MVP for the quarterfinals has to be Cyanide, the jungler for Fnatic. I feel like Cyanide really put XPeke in a position to be able to capitalize on the enemy's mistakes and really be able to feed XPeke the kills and therefore carry the game.
I think the real MVP of quarterfinals, in my eyes, was Watch, because his map presence was just ridiculous.
I think the MVP of the quarterfinals was probably Uzi. He is probably the best AD carry in the world, in my opinion, that I've played for at the very least, and what I've seen. So he definitely pulls his weight on his team and pulls more than that. He's basically a god.
DT FaZe wonders what the biggest obstacle to becoming a pro was for you.
For me, being a pro player was really a decision between abandoning my current studies and becoming a pro gamer. It's not something that you can decide on your own. You also have your family's influence, your friends, and all of that, and that was the biggest obstacle for me. But after that, it was smooth sailing.
For me, for every single person that tried to, everybody will tell you obviously that you're not good, that you cannot be good, that you cannot be a professional player. So you just keep working and demonstrate them and yourself that you can do it.
Kira Oname asked, how do you deal with the pressure of performing at Worlds?
Well, Kira, it's actually just grown over time. That's something you have to be able to build up to. And really, when you look into the camera, it's a good thing you're not looking at the hundreds of thousands of people that are watching, because I think it would then be a little bit harder. So it's kind of just you and the camera, and you just go at it.
I just tell my team and myself not to really think about it. And if we play to the point where we're proud of how we did, then it's fine, no matter win or lose. So I think that's the best way to handle it.
Behavior wants to know if you had one tip for players trying to get better at the game, what it would be.
Whenever I actually played the game, I would keep a stream open, so extra pings would actually happen in the game, and they weren't even the pings in my game, but it did make me look at the mini-map more. So it opened up my awareness.
A lot of people play the game, and they play one champion all the way to level 30. I think that's bad. I think you should try to play every champion at least a couple times in all the roles, just because playing the game from a different perspective teaches you a lot more about the game than it would be than playing Teemo 500 games in a row.
Well, I think the most important thing is that you have to make sure you don't care about what people say, because everybody's going to say that you're not good at the game, but you have to keep believing in yourself and keep trying, you will get better.
The Exit Now wants to know what the biggest changes between seasons 2 and 3 were.
You know, my favorite change between Season 2 and Season 3 was affected by the changes in the jungle because it allowed for much more dynamic, less farm-heavy games. So I think we're just seeing a lot more pick compositions and skirmish strategies, which are really exciting.
The game is much more fun to watch and to play right now, because you're able to play either the farming game or you can play the assassin game, which is very interesting.
As you know, League of Legends is a very snowball game, and your early builds can really have an impact on how you play the game. So being restricted to boots was not something that was really adding a lot of depth to the game at level 1. But now with so many different builds, I think it really brings the game into its own in the early phase, that you can counter, or you actually don't really know what the enemy is going to start on. And I really think that's a good aspect that changed from Season 2 to Season 3.
@_Soraka wants to know, what team are you most surprised has been eliminated so far?
I have to say I'm really surprised that OMG has been eliminated. The Chinese really put a stamp on the kind of aggression and playstyle they could bring out here. Royal's still in it, so they have the chance to keep that going and show that they are very strong, but I was pretty surprised when OMG got eliminated.
Seeing how OMG played during the group stage was not something that led up to the events that happened when they played against Royal. It was like seeing a completely different team, because it seems like they switched from playing against a global meta against the teams in group stage to going back to the Chinese meta playing against Royal. And I really was surprised to see that.
I think that myself and many other people are surprised at the really disappointing performance of Samsung Ozone here. We expected a lot more, and they absolutely did not deliver here, played some very poor games, and so I was pretty shocked. I think everybody felt confident that they would make it out of groups, but it just didn't happen.
Lemondogs, in my eyes, is the best European team. I would say even better than Fnatic and Gambit. Like, Lemondogs is super good, and it's just a shame that they didn't go through. Like, in my eyes, they're very, very nice.
Vlad the Mignano wants to know what team that didn't make it into Worlds you would most have liked to see.
I feel very, very strongly about this. I would have loved to see the KT Bullets here because we've seen teams that have very distinct and unique play styles do very well, such as Fnatic in this tournament with their double teleport and emphasis on creating picks. And the KT Bullets with their fast push strategies would have brought a really different flavor, and I would have loved to have seen their style go up against the other teams here.
Either Frost or Flame. They're actually the only teams that I know for the most part that were like really good and didn't make it through. So probably one of their teams.
From Europe, maybe Alternate because of the very good season they did at the beginning. So yeah, I would have liked to see Alternate probably, yeah.
I would have absolutely loved to see Cloud9 get through to the end. I think any North American lover of the game would, but unfortunately coming out to the world stage, they just didn't have what it took. Maybe next year.
Entity Zero asks, what do you see yourself doing after retiring from pro gaming?
Well, I always want to be part of a big move. So I want to be the pioneer at something. So we will see what it is.
I have two choices that I consider. Either I'll go back to school to finish my degree. I have like 2 years to do that. Or I want to do something in esports.
I'm pretty sure I want to help esports to grow. And with my knowledge and my network, I'm pretty sure I can make that happen.
Thanks for sending in your questions, guys. Keep them coming and continue the conversation by using hashtag #OffTheRift. Check out more Worlds coverage at lolesports.com. How would you say this? Vlad the Manana. Is it Manana? Manana.
Wants to know.
Is it Vlad the Manana?
I don't know what is it.
Manana. What's the tag on this?
Vlad the Manana.
Oh yeah, Vlad the Manana. What is your, okay, Manana or Manana?
Manana, just say that.
Manana?
What's gonna
We're
happen?
gonna
know
make
what
it.
it
We're gonna
means,
make it
though.
Spanish. It means tomorrow, if
Right.
but there's no accent. I don't know.
No, I know. What's the question? Okay. All right, ask the question.